This fight just keeps going. Like, when does it end? I'm also not familiar with Magneto at all. Generic Control in the theduckgoesmoo here, back with another Death Battle reaction. Today we are reacting to Magneto versus Tetsuo, Marvel versus Akira. I'm not familiar with Magneto at all. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that had Magneto in it. I wasn't even sure if he was a Marvel character, but apparently he is. Tetsuo, you all explained to me in the last video, which was Omni-Man versus Homelander. You want to check out that video, I'll leave it right up there. Also, link down below in the description. Also, be able to play on my channel with all the other Death Battle reactions. Go into chronological order if you want to check that out. Now, this video just came out because you all told me what their uploading schedule is, because last time Omni-Man vs. Homelander came out, and literally every single video I had people spamming the comment section asking for it. So now I know what the schedule is. I'm recording this on a different day. There's no product in my hair, so that's what we're doing today. Hopefully this video is coming out on Wednesday. I should be streaming my Pokemon Nuzlocke at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. About to go to the Valley Windworks in Pokemon Platinum. Should be a really good time. The current record is 77-48. Shout out to Corey if you keep track of that. He's one of my patrons. They get the videos a day early. And a lot of times I have a paywall on the channel, so they're getting this video on Tuesday, when meanwhile it's going public on Wednesday. I still read every single comment, even though it's going to be like 300 or 400 down there, and I'm excited to get into this. I'm going to learn about Akira, I'm going to learn about Marvel more, and I'm going to learn about Magneto and Tetsuo. So let's go ahead and jump onto this. It is, the link is 2020, and that brings back some PTSD, but let's jump on into it. Hello Fresh, and Bespoke Post. Gotta double up? Gotta, wait. Are they gonna have it? Okay, they're gonna have it between. Okay. But yeah, current record is 77-48. I got the last one wrong, and you all clowned me for picking Homelander over Omni-Man. Rightfully so. Telekinetic terror? That reminds me of Mob Psycho.
But also the very mediums they exist within.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
I'm also not familiar with Magneto at all. Anime versus comic books. Comic books are kind of crazy. That's World War II.
Likely no conflict tested humanity more than the Second World War. In the
first one was really bad.
Universe, this fact is no different, especially to the Eisenhart family and their only son.
You may know him as Magnus, Eric, or Max, but if you ask him, he'd say his true name is Magneto.
As a Jewish child in Nazi Germany, Magneto's early life was, well, extremely dramatic.
So he's a mutant.
After eventually escaping certain death
Wooden
with
guns.
his future wife, misfortune always followed wherever he went.
Thanks to his unexpected mutation called the X gene, the mark of a superhuman. After
what does it do?
In Russia with his new
does
family,
it make him mutant?
the KGB quickly found out about this quirk. So
how?
He burned his house down with his own daughter inside.
Naturally, he snapped and
that's
killed
terrible.
them all. I don't blame him. I'd do that too. Too bad his wife didn't get it and ditched him though. But that's when Magneto made a choice.
Oh really? She's
Since
left?
humans hurt him his entire life, he'd do the same to them in the name of mutants everywhere.
At first, Magneto turned to the telepathic power
why
of
is Mr.
Charles
Clean there?
Xavier and his fledgling team of heroes. But his new friend
I thought Magneto's a bad guy.
idea of,
well, I mean, yeah, he does kind of hate humans.
So,
yeah.
Magneto formed his own team of mutants, the Brotherhood.
Magneto can telekinetically move, bend, and reshape any metal he's aware of. Bullets,
what movies
vehicles,
has he been
buildings,
in?
you name it. Even himself when he manipulates his personal magnetic field for flight and energy barriers.
Magnetic kinesis is far more versatile than it would appear at first glance. The blood in your body has iron in it. The air has traces of lead and mercury. Whole mountains are lined with metallic ore. The Earth itself is surrounded by a literal magnetic field.
So many toys for Maggie to
play
with.
But I mean, that's just Earth, though.
Magnetic fields at such a huge range, he can even pinpoint Earth's magnetic rays while stranded on a planet in another galaxy.
Okay, yeah, that's
he
insane.
He was able to use those rays to pull himself back to Earth in a single day.
His range is even
from
more
another galaxy.
Than that. Did you know that in 1820, physicist Hans Christian Ørsted discovered that electric currents, like those of electrons and protons and atoms, produce their own magnetic fields? Magneto can fine-tune his control to affect these very subatomic particles. Dummy here will illustrate such a particle, with positively charged protons and negative electrons.
My life is as meaningless as an atom is small.
So what you're saying is Magneto could, like, yank one of those out.
Correct, but
which would, like,
an atom's entire chemical makeup. However,
yeah.
neutrons do not have a charge, and without the ability to adjust those to accommodate the change in atomic mass, the atom would become unstable and...
Finally!
Okay, well, Dummy will be back.
Magneto's violent protest against
So you can literally, like,
humankind
split
clashed
atoms.
with Xavier's peaceful reconciliation,
Whoa.
not unlike the ideologies taught by Malcolm X and Dr. King, by whom Stan Lee and Jack Kirby were inspired. Magneto would spend most of his career pushing Xavier away to prove his philosophy's superior.
So Magneto is
doing battle with Xavier's school of thought.
Yeah, he fights the X-Men, right? I haven't seen the X-Men movie.
But thanks to Magneto's psionic repelling helmet, Professor X couldn't touch him. Magneto survived Cyclops' earth-splitting lasers, absorbed the power of the sun to battle Iron Man, ripped the adamantium skeleton out of Wolverine's body, and even taken on Hercules himself. You know, the Greek legend, Zero to Hero,
God.
the guy who held up the skies of Olympus for Atlas? That Hercules.
Seems sensible. Magneto once used the Earth's magnetic field to overwhelm the Phoenix Force, which can effortlessly destroy planets, let alone far more.
Hell, if he really wanted to, Magneto could totally just fling the Earth off its axis.
It's entirely possible he may have eventually resorted to just that.
That
Over
would be
time,
interesting.
It became clear Magneto's war was doing far more harm than good for his fellow mutants, however well-intentioned he may have been at first.
Luckily, he later realized he was going a bit overboard and began reevaluating his perspective. Good for you, Mags. It's really tough to recognize when you're the baddie.
It took time and patience, not
Some
just
people don't
from
accept
Magneto, but
responsibility
also from his peers. Yet eventually, his path was completely changed. He even became a leader for Xavier's X-Men.
So he became a good guy.
Two shoes ways fool ya. Whenever there's a threat to mutants, you can bet Magneto will be there to annihilate it. Forever, by any means necessary.
Okay. So he has telekinesis powers. And the other guy also has telekinesis powers. The Tetsuo also has. Oh, how does Blue Apron feel about this?
Began the Third World War.
Okay, well, of course.
Over 30
how does Blue Apron feel about this? Tokyo. I'm gonna go to Tokyo.
And 9 hours later, began the Third World War.
Welcome to 2030 or 2019 if you're watching the anime. The buildings are taller, the motorcycles are cooler, and the future is brighter.
Is it?
Really. If you find yourself in the Capsule Gang, you'll meet Shotaro
Capsule
Kaneda,
Gang?
who's like your
Dragon Ball?
textbook anime Chad. Gets the ladies, beats the baddies, and cops the sweetest rigs. Man, I need to get me one of those.
And
no, you don't.
There's the little brother of the group.
Best friend. Let me guess, big brother's gonna die.
He's, well...
Or little brother's group. Imagine the cool one's gonna die, and he's gonna have to step up.
Tetsuo in his college thesis
54104.
got bullied for being the new kid at the orphanage. That's until Big Bro Kaneda came to the rescue.
Eventually, the two went to vocational school together and formed the Capsules. But Tetsuo was never satisfied with Kaneda being the leader of the pack. Tetsuo desired more than anything.
Is that like Canon cameras?
Oh, I can just see that monkey spot curling in my mind. Or that kid walking down the street. Shit, Tetsuo, watch out, you're gonna...
Bro, it's a motorcycle. How do you hit a kid on a motorcycle?
Should have killed him. But since it didn't, Tetsuo earned himself a ticket.
It's not like it's car, it's not like it's wide.
Turns out they had an under-the-table program for developing child superweapons.
In the same program that backfired and jump-started the war, Tetsuo became Japan's Esper number 41.
He may not have been a natural with bikes, baddies, or babes, but this telekinesis
was
stuff hit different.
The nuke a cover or something? They blame it on somebody else?
Reading minds and blending people into
Blame the man on Spain?
jelly. Tetsuo got what he wanted. Power, along with the hunger for more of it.
A hunger that used to only
so he's kind of evil.
With drugs. And not just any
he's an addict.
Drug, pills so potent that a single gram of the stuff could kill you.
So, pretty bad.
A gram?
Kinda reminds me of college days, huh? Snow wizard.
Tetsuo's main ability is his constantly increasing
psionic
energy, growing more and more powerful over time. This is due to Tetsuo's link to, quote, the memories of the universe, end quote. It's weird.
Either way, Tetsuo leveled up from lame gangbuster to certified badass. This guy is a walking natural disaster. His telekinesis can shake the planet, easily cause earthquakes over a dozen miles below the surface. He can summon psychic barriers for defense and crush foes with friggin' gravity wells. He can dart around as a literal bolt of lightning or even teleport in an instant.
Tetsuo's
Teleport.
telekinesis can be so precise
Oh.
he can target and obliterate specific parts of the body. He can heal
That's
severe
not
wounds
splitting
quickly,
an atom,
even
though.
After losing a whole limb, he can craft a new one using whatever nearby materials he wants.
What, he made a robot arm?
Top Dog Canada didn't matter anymore. Who needed his approval? Tetsuo tasted that good shit and he was hooked. And when he found out another Esper named Akira could deal him even more power,
So he's an Esper.
rampaged through Tokyo
I'm pretty sure
to
Mob
fight-
Psycho.
And this is where versions
Right?
of the story differ.
Ahem. Spoilers ahoy!
You may be familiar with the 1988 animation, where Akira had been
not.
dissected for research. However, in the original manga, Akira is not only alive, but even more powerful.
Once that little runt nuked Tokyo, Tetsuo would erect the Great Tokyo Empire with Akira and himself as its leaders. But he ended up just abusing
Okay.
the position for endless sex and inflating his ego.
With Kanada's rebellion at his front door, Tetsuo took a turn for the worse.
Win in row?
He had to fight.
Tetsuo's defeated other powerful
8.5
Espers, dodged
magnitude.
light-speed lasers, and jumped to the moon faster than anyone could blink, and then punched a big old hole in it. And if you ask, Boomstick, wouldn't that mess up gravity on Earth? You would
Yes.
be right, because it totally did.
Multiple nuclear
Screw the
laser
planet,
blast.
I guess. Stupid moon.
Faster than
Which
sight to
brings
the
us
moon.
to Tetsuo's fall.
Pretty sure the moon's
His
like
abuse of his powers spiraled until he
261,000
lost
miles away.
control. Unfortunately,
'Cause my
for
car has a
Kanada's
little more
rebellion,
than that
this did
on
not
it.
make Tetsuo an easier enemy to confront. Exactly
Ew.
opposite, in fact, has Tetsuo painfully mutated into an unstoppable behemoth.
Yep, that's not totally disturbing at all.
I'm happy to say the manga's version is
That's-
even more disturbing.
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, I know babies can be monsters, but that's a
No.
whole nother level.
It is
I guess
pain
the whole-
incarnate. I can
You do
relate.
drugs, this is what
Another
happens.
Esper described Tetsuo's struggle as ego death, which has multiple definitions, but in this case is likely symbolic of the version attributed to drug use.
Yeah, it's described
Yeah.
as a shedding of one's own identity. Like how LSD can emulate a wild out-of-body experience, and you come back with
You
a
can
new
taste
perspective.
colors.
Though this is
that
maybe a
Rick
little
and
more
Morty?
extreme. In fact, you could say
It is.
Tetsuo was shedding his human body to play with the powers of a god.
I wish I could shed out of my body, but in this case, Tetsuo
Ew.
going full out of body meant
Reminds me of
becoming
Resident
a
Evil.
mound of raw,
Resident Evil 3.
ever-expanding energy.
Which almost nuked Tokyo all over again. And those explosions are
Again.
not normal. I would know.
Top scientists in both the manga and animated versions describe these explosions as births of a new universe.
Given its properties of nuclear fusion and proton collapse, Tetsuo's mutated form was likely creating a Big Bang.
You know, the thing that
Because,
started
yeah, it's
our
nuclear
whole
fusion.
universe?
Right.
Versus
in the manga,
fission,
it
which is what
instead
Magneto
ended
does.
The Espers and their abilities once and for all.
I don't think we're
A testament that
capable of
humankind
fusion.
is unsuited to wield the
Consistently, I
powers
think.
of the divine.
Though the anime's even more trippy. Thanks to Akira and his buddies, Tetsuo got so high on ego death, he ascended time-space to become god of a new universe. Kinda worth it, right?
And yet, Kanada
what?
kept his empire up in
what?
his honor. Now as the great Akira Empire. Ironically, in death, Tetsuo finally received the attention he so desperately craved.
Wow.
This episode of Death Battle is sponsored
Bespoke
by
Post. They have some pretty cool stuff. I've actually seen a lot of ads from them. I've never used them, but
Battle.
okay.
All right, the
77
set
and
for the
48 is
data
my
for
current
all
record. I
possible
got the last one wrong, and everybody thought it was crazy. Which I mean, I was completely wrong. I'm going with Magneto. Yeah, I'm going with Magneto here.
They failed to recognize our superiority.
And if I'm wrong, clap me in the comments. I'm gonna read every single one. And I reply to a lot of them, so you know I'm reading them. Okay, we get another sprite animation. Song's not bad, starting out. But the thing is, everything that Tetsuo can throw it's gonna have like some kind of magnetic like ability that he'll be able to throw back. Not even sure why Magneto's running away. Is he leading him into a trap?
You're wasting my time.
Oh yeah, now he's mad. Yeah. And he'll grow that back because why? Or
For the master
get a new
of
one.
magnetism.
I want to imagine if they made it so like his cape is what killed him, kind of like the whole Incredibles meme. Oh, he just threw a building at you. What did he use, like the rebar inside the concrete? Really? Well, there was his ability right there to attack a certain part of him. But Magneto can split atoms within somebody. He just headbutted a building because why not? But he can teleport. I don't know. Oh, wait. Is the Earth gonna survive this? Magneto's helmet just broke? No, well, this is drawn. That's not good. That's not good. But I'm pretty... A metal arm against Magneto. Ew. Oh, is he turning into that giant glob monster? Man, they made it seem like it was over. That's disgusting. But hey, there's metal in it. Ew, ew, ew! That is disgusting. Wait, will that actually... Wait, is he screaming out for help? The fact that Magneto didn't die there, and there he goes pulling razor blades out of blood. That's pretty sick. Is he transcending into God of another universe? Okay, Magneto's still alive. Just cut him in half with a laser beam. This fight just keeps going. Like, when does it end? I thought it was gonna end like 3 or 4 different times now. Now is it over?
Thank you.
I think it's over. I think.
You are welcome.
Kind of a cool battle. Also, the way that song ended. 78 and 48. Let me know if you agree or disagree in the comment section. And why? Because I'm not familiar with either of these two. It's just a guess.
Tetsuo's esoteric telekinesis and other bizarre abilities certainly gave Magneto pause, but the Master of Magnetism had greater control over his foe.
The numbers don't lie. Tetsuo cratering the moon was insane, but Magneto punched Iron Man with the force of the sun. And while Tetsuo jumped all the way to the moon, Magneto could move across galaxies.
Against Tetsuo in his human form, Magneto obviously held a sizable advantage in power and speed. But stats aren't all that matters. With his precise telekinesis, Tetsuo could just
imagine a death battle where there's like no power, so it's just like a boxing match.
But Magneto had similar skills.
It'd be boring,
there are very few substances on Earth that lack any metallic or magnetic component, and Magneto is very creative with his powers, which he could use to predict Tetsuo's teleportation and even shut down his telekinesis. And his scraps with Xavier prove he could handle Tetsuo's messing with his head. The biggest challenge for Magneto was when Tetsuo's gross mutated power came into play.
Yeah.
Especially given
the way they drew that too, that was intentional.
Compared to that of a Big Bang. Although the authenticity of that observation is questionable. In truth, the Big Bang was a sudden expansion of matter on a universal scale, whereas Tetsuo's explosions are more akin to nuclear blasts. Clearly
I'm not sure why they called it
symbolism of the Akira story. The whole creating an alternate universe bit wasn't even part of the original material, so we can't exactly call it canon.
Wow, really?
Wasn't superfluous. Let's say Tetsuo did in fact cause a Big Bang capable of creating or destroying an entire universe, alternate or
Of course they leave that part out.
Turns out Magneto had the tools to stop that too. Helmet Head could overpower Hercules, who was strong enough to hold up the skies of Olympus, which is literally heaven and an alternate universe. This doesn't necessarily mean Magneto
I'm glad you told me.
Destroy a universe with a snap of his fingers, but it does prove he can match a similar level of power. And context is everything. Tetsuo's Big Bang eruption specifically exhibited proton collapse, meaning its atomic structure was primarily an unstable mess of neutrons and electrons. And Magneto
we're literally talking about
unstable
nuclear stuff
electrons
now.
before. This means Magneto had every means available to take control over this Big Bang.
Damn, and I thought he could just move some metal around. It's like the question posed by some of the greatest prophets of our time. Fucking magnets. How do they
work?
Magneto's astonishing power and intelligent control over all things magnetism triumphed in the end.
Tetsuo pushed his luck, but didn't have the metal to pull off the win.
The winner is Magneto.
Not sure what you can say to argue this. I'm not sure what the next death battle is going to be. Hopefully I don't skip it. Well, these are spoilers.
Consider becoming a member. We'd really appreciate it.
Also, Pokemon Nuzlocke first attempt. 5 p.m. today. Like 30 minutes after the video go live. Till 7. What is that? Who are you? Hercules versus Sun Wukong? I'm pretty sure the Sun I know is from a Ruby, but maybe that's like, I don't know. I think, is that like a Journey to the West or something like that reference? Is there a character from Journey to the West that's called that? Is that where that name comes from? Because I know it's like so many things take inspiration from that story. But this was a sick death battle. The song is really cool. The fight had like so many like fake endings that kind of faked me out. I thought there was like 3 or 4 different times that it was going to end, but I got it right. Magneto was correct. Comic books show up yet again. But let me know if you agree or disagree. Like I said, there's going to be like so many comments on this video. Because what I do is every single night, because I upload so many videos, I upload like 20 videos a week. And like I record every video, edit every video, make every thumbnail, and read every single comment. I also stream 4 times a week. So what I do is when I make videos go live. So today, Mega Man Dies in Season 2 and the death battle's going on. I also recorded 8 videos as well today and live stream my Pokemon Nuzlocke. But right before I go to bed, I sit down and I read every single comment on all the videos of that day that I made live. And I still check it afterwards, thanks to the YouTube studio. So this was a really great death battle. I'm excited for the next one. I don't think I'm going to be skipping, so definitely stay tuned for that. I hope that you're subscribed. Check out my Twitch for my Pokemon Nuzlocke going on at 5 p.m. today. Should be a great time. I hope you have a great one for the rest of the day. But until next video, take care and cue the music.